With only about a month now until the iPhone 12 launch date event, we have the latest leaks including an iPhone 12 display leak this week. So it's time to sit back for my latest news about the Apple iPhone 12 release date and price with my latest iPhone 12 review of design and specs. So if you want to hear the latest gaming news, tech news, reviews and comparisons, hit that subscribe button followed by the bell. We can now start to count down the weeks to the iPhone 12 launch event. If you follow my channel already, you know I do a weekly video of all the latest leaks we have found out about the iPhone 12 in that last week for all you Apple fanboys and girls. Then after that I do a recap of such details of all the iPhone model specs and the Apple iPhone 12 launch date, along with the iPhone 12 price we expect to pay for all the upcoming models. So before we begin, I want to know from you if you own an iPhone at the moment. What model do you have, or maybe you prefer Android? I would love to know in the comments below what phone you have and what is going to be your next. With the latest Note 20 announcement and soon to be the iPhone 12 release, will either be on your shortlist? Let me know. Anyway, let's dive in on the latest iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro news. So since the iPhone 11, there's been lots of iPhone 12 leaks given, and if you want to see all the details for those previous leaks, check out my other iPhone 12 videos on my channel. So this week we have seen two big leaks, one to do with an iPhone 12 screen and the other to do with magnets. We'll get onto the magnets in a mo. So let's start with the screen leak first. So a leak has come from a Twitter feed called Mr. White, showing the inside of an iPhone 12 screen. If it was compared to, say, the inside of an iPhone 11 Pro display, this unit has a reorientated display connector, reaching up from the bottom of the display, rather from the left side, what is normally on iPhone 11 Pro models. This may be due to the logic board being moved to the other side of the device, what is a first since the iPhone 4, what moved the logic board to the left side of the phone, and it's been there ever since on every iPhone since then. A change of logic board position was rumoured earlier this year as well, in order to accommodate the 5G antenna module expected in all four iPhone 12 models. The SIM tray is also expected to move to the left side of the device under the volume button as a result of this change. In May time, we actually saw a leak of this logic board, and it does make sense it will sit on the right side of the phone. It is not immediately clear which size of iPhone 12 this display unit may be from. However, given the size of the notch components at the top that seem really large, and the ribbon connector being quite large as well compared to the rest of the screen unit, it seems likely that this screen is from the rumoured 5.4 inch iPhone 12. This picture does also give us an answer to a question we have asked for ages. Is the iPhone 12 notch smaller? From this picture, I would say no. And the notch on this unit is the same size as previous models since the iPhone X or 10, whatever you want to call it. So the next leak is a little different to what we were expecting as a leak. YouTuber and Twitter Everything Apple Pro has got pictures of the internal case of the iPhone 12. It looks like there are magnets on the back case now. We are not 100% sure what it is for, however we can give a guess. If we cast our minds back to 2017 when Apple did a hardware launch back then, Apple announced the AirPower. What was their own wireless charging pad to charge your phone, AirPods and Apple Watch all at the same time. However, it never actually came out, and we haven't actually heard anything about it since that event. It's now possible that Apple are looking to bring it back for the iPhone 12, and the iPhone 12 will lock onto the pad using the magnets in the back of the phone. However, this is just speculation, and the magnets may be for something totally different. Like another suggestion says that the magnets could be used for reverse charging. This certainly would allow the iPhone 12 to compete with the likes of Samsung's Galaxy Note 20 Ultra and the Galaxy S20 series, and also other phones like the Huawei's who do this as well. Though there is an argument that such a charging system is a little bit of a gimmick rather than actually being truly useful, as the charging speeds on this reverse charging are really slow, to be fair. So those are the two major leaks out of the way, and this is the part of the video where I do a recap, like in all my iPhone 12 videos recently, of everything we know about the iPhone 12 models. So let's start with the standard iPhone 12. And this iPhone 12 is the smallest one that will come out this year. It has a 5.4 inch display, and it will be an OLED display this time instead of an LCD display like we had on the iPhone 11 and the iPhone XR and previous other iPhones as well. Its resolution comes in at 2340 by 1080. Now there has been rumours going around that all the iPhone 12s would have a 120Hz display. I'm afraid that is not the case here. It will only have a standard 60Hz display, definitely on this iPhone 12. But though you will get 4 gigs of RAM inside this iPhone 12 with the options of 128GB, 256GB storage options. On top of that as well, you do get that A14 Bionic. This is Apple's newest A chip, and it will have 5G connectivity. On top of that as well, the actual phone body will actually be made out of an aluminium body this time for this iPhone 12, and the next one we'll see in a mo. On the back we have a very similar setup to the iPhone 11, where we'll have a dual camera setup. However though, we have been told that the camera lenses will be changed this year to be better. On top of that as well, the battery inside the iPhone 12 will be a 2227 mAh battery. The base model is coming in at $699 and that will give us the 4 gigs of RAM and the 128GB storage space inside. So the next iPhone is the iPhone 12 Max, not to be confused with the Pro Max, it's just 12 Max. And this iPhone will feature a bigger display than its little brother with a 6.1 inch OLED display. If you recognise 6.1, yes, that is the same display size as the iPhone 11 and the iPhone XR. This display, like I said, is an OLED display, and it comes in at a 2532 by 1170 pixels. Again, it will have a 60Hz refresh rate as well. The specs are very similar to that 5.4 inch iPhone, where you'll get 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs or 256GB storage options. Again, you get that brilliantly new A14 Bionic processor with 5G connectivity, and that body for this iPhone will be made out of aluminium as well. For camera setup, like I said, on the other iPhone it will be a dual camera setup, but we will see some new lens on it. For battery size, we get a 2775 mAh battery. The base model for this one is starting at $799 and that will give you the 4 gigs of RAM and the 128GB storage option iPhone 12 Max. So those are the normal iPhone 12s, as it were, out of the way. We're now stepping into the Pro territory, and the first iPhone 12 Pro we have is a 6.1 inch display iPhone 12 Pro. This is an increase on the 5.8 iPhone 11 Pro that came out in 2019. Again, it has an OLED display, and again it has that resolution of 2532 by 1170. Now, the next bit of information, we're getting conflicts. We have heard that the iPhones and all the iPhone 12s this year will have a 60Hz display. However, we have heard other leaks as well. There's a possibility of 120Hz, but no one can confirm which one is true and which one is not. So we'll just have to wait and see closer to the time. This iPhone though does come with 6 gigs of RAM. It comes with a choice of 128, 256 and a 512GB storage. Again, it has the A14 Bionic with 5G connectivity, but the frame this time of this body of this iPhone is actually made out of stainless steel this time. On the back, we will again get that triple camera setup, and this time there is a possibility that we will have a LiDAR sensor. This is the same sensor that is on the 2020 iPad Pro. Again, this information keeps conflicting that we will get this or not, but we'll just have to wait and see. On top of that as well, we have a 2775 milliamp battery inside, the same as the iPhone 12 Max, and the base model is coming in at $999 for that 6 gigs of RAM and the 128 gigabyte storage option. Finally, we have the last one, the beast. We have the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and this iPhone comes in with a 6.7 inch OLED display with a resolution of 2778 by 1280. Again, we're unclear if it'll have the 60Hz or the 120Hz, just like the smaller Pro. And again, it comes with 6 gigs of RAM, the choice of 128, 256 or 512 gigabyte storage options. We get that A14 Bionic with 5G connectivity as well, and on top we also get that lovely new stainless steel frame body. The camera setup is similar to the Pro. We will get that triple camera setup, and again that conflict of knowing if we will get a LiDAR sensor or not. The battery inside this iPhone 12 Pro Max is a 3687 milliamp battery size. The base model is coming in at $1,099, and that will give you the 6GB RAM model and 128GB storage. For ports on all the iPhones, they will feature a Lightning connection, not a USB-C. Apple still believe that many iPhones require a Lightning connection at the moment because there are still many accessories that require that. However though, inside the box of the new iPhone 12 you will get a Lightning cable to USB-C end. And also, as I have mentioned and I've rambled on before, and I'm not going to do it this time, that is, you will not be getting a charger inside the box with that cable, and at the same time as well, no cabled AirPods either. Finally, it's also worth noting that this year all 4 iPhones will be IP68 at 4 meters of depth. So this means if you're gonna go away with your iPhone and you chuck it into a swimming pool, it can survive up to 4 meters of depth clean water up to 30 minutes before any serious damage happens to the phone. However, I wouldn't really try doing this. Watch somebody else on YouTube who does have a lot of money to waste, and also check out to see if the iPhone 12s will survive 4 meters of water. With all of that being said, are you excited about the iPhone 12 and will you be getting one? Let me know below what model you plan to buy. Well guys, that is the latest and greatest info we have on the iPhone 12 at this stage. If we do get any more info, of course we will share it with you. Don't forget, if you like this video, to press that like button, and of course to hear the latest gaming news, tech news, reviews and comparisons, please do hit that subscribe button followed by the bell. Until next time guys, see ya.